But the other news was James Mangold apparently is looking at doing a Star Wars. Now, obviously, he's been working with Kathleen Kennedy for the last few months, year or so, doing Indiana Jones 5, which makes me wonder that Kathleen Kennedy, by the sounds of things, if rumours are to be believed, that Kathleen Kennedy wanted to ruin Indiana Jones and make it woke. But it sounds like James Mangold didn't want that to happen. If they were at loggerheads, would they want to work together again? Does that mean that James Mangold has signed up for some Star Wars movies, but with the knowledge that Kathleen Kennedy won't be there? It's
I don't know. You know, I am hearing too much about how Kathleen's out of the way, Jon Favreau's taken over, James Filoni is taken over. No, she's not going. She's going. She's going. Mango. You know what? It's all bullshit until something actually happens at this point. I mean, what else can we say? It doesn't. There's no real. Nobody's going to be held accountable. Disney has already gotten rid of people that are anti-woke. So Kathleen's one of them. I'm kind of like, she's there as long as she wants to be at this point. I know I said last week that if Indiana Jones doesn't make X amount of money, that she may be on the chopping block, but the more I hear, the more I listen to it, the more, I see her getting trotted out in this Star Wars celebration pretty prominently. I just like going, she's not going anywhere until she either wants to or dies. And it's just like...
it seems in Hollywood, you will constantly fail up. No matter how much of a failure you make something, you fail up. And you just carry on working and get promoted for some strange reason, unlike any other business in the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing, like I said, I see a blip here for Picard, for Star Trek in general. I like it. That's great. I see no blips for anything on the Disney side anymore. I don't see anything that's coming out that I go, that looks actually very good. Or even if it kind of does, I have no faith that it actually will be. Like you said, Secret Invasion, right? I don't buy it. I don't believe that it's going to be any good. I just don't. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier had some pretty good trailers, and it looked more serious, like that kind of thing. And look what a shit show that turned out to be. So I have no faith in Disney to do anything properly anymore. And what a shame. I mean, a great American company that made family entertainment for generations is just completely crap the bed, and I don't understand.
Do you know what? I have said that so many times that Walt Disney, when in 1935-36 people said you could make a full-length feature film, he said, yes, I can. And he put his house on the line, he put his whole reputation on the line, and he did it. And he was a creative genius. I know he had his faults and stuff, but the guy was a creative genius. And so to be able to do all that and everything was, to what the company has become now, it's just, I can't get my head around it. But, he was all about creativity and intellectual expression and all this kind of stuff. And now the company is just about making money and pandering to the loudest screamers and so forth.
I'm not even sure it's about making money, because they're losing money hand over fist. Lightyear died a horrible death. The Strange World died a horrible death. The Quantum Mania way underperformed. I mean, they are making movies for each other at this point, so they can show how awesome and virtuous they are at their damn parties.
Woke points are valuable in Hollywood. They're worthless everywhere else. Yeah, it's true.
And I'm like going, okay, but this has got to, you cannot spend woke points. Like you said, you got to have millions of dollars, and sooner or later, investors are going to pull out they're just going to sell their shares, and nobody's going to want to buy them, and then the stock's going to tank, and where are they going to be? That's going to happen at some point. And they can't coast on Star Wars and MCU forever. And if they don't course correct, and I don't really have any faith in Bob Iger to course correct anything, I guess that's the end of Disney. I don't know what else to say. I mean, that which cannot continue will not continue.
With it, though, I wouldn't say it was the end of Disney, but again, coming back to Doomcock and rumours. But I mean, he said that maybe Disney are looking at selling Lucasfilm, which would give them a boost of money, and it might then give somebody else a chance who respects the property a bit more to actually give us what the fans want and try and get rid of that stain of the prequels.
Are you talking about somebody else buying Disney, or?
Well, I didn't see the video, I must admit, but the video implied that Disney might be looking to sell Lucasfilm.
Well, honestly, they need to sell Disney. Somebody needs. We need an Elon Musk to take over Disney, but it's too expensive. I don't know.
He hasn't
who
got
could
any
buy
money.
it. Well, he's got plenty.
According to the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, but I don't think he has that much. And the other people that do have that much, they're not going to be any better. Yeah. They're not going to be any better. So then I go, okay, well, who could buy? I mean, you may be able to get a venture group, like a investment group together of like-minded people who want to, maybe you could do a hostile takeover that way. But Disney's got to get devalued quite a bit before that happens, and the theme price
to come down.
They're out of they're terribly expensive. Well,
how much was that Star Wars hotel? That Star Wars hotel, just to say, was
like $5,000.
Like, for a family for a weekend or something crazy. I mean,
it was like per person. It was ridiculous.
Right? No, not Amazon, because we've just seen what they've done to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, so, I don't. Amazon is a little more mercenary about their stuff. They will do woke stuff, but they will also do stuff like Reacher or Bosch.
Yeah, this is true.
There is good stuff out there, but Jeff Bezos, I don't see. We're not. We're talking about people like that actually would crusade to bring back something that is good for the country. That is, because our culture is something that we export, right? I mean, let's face it, we don't export cars and shit anymore, but we do export culture. Like it or dislike it, America exports the vast majority of culture across the world. And that is not something, I mean, it's harder to put a value on it, like you put a value on gold or a car or something tangible. But this, getting this culture exported is something that we need people who understand that the culture needs to be something more than just a money-making possibility. Now, I hesitate saying that because then you got people who are saying, well, yeah, that's what we're trying to do, put out all our moral values. Yeah, but your moral values are about giving sex change and castrations to children. So, I mean, you guys are lunatics. We need somebody who's got like somebody who free speech and all that kind of stuff.
The problem is there are people out there who have the creativity, and it's like you say, yes, they've got to make money at the end of the day. I completely understand that. Hollywood and movies always been about ultimately making money. Yes, you create pieces of art now and then, but you've got to make the money to make the films. But it's having somebody who can, I forgot what I'm talking for so long, I forgot what I was going to say now. You've got to have people who have got that creativity to be able to do that. And that just seems to be the problem, that this younger generation have been brought up on TikTok and stuff like that. This kind of mindless dribble that we see on TikTok. And these are the people that are going to be our creatives for the next few years, unfortunately.
Well, it is a complex tapestry, isn't it? Because I talk about, what are we educating our kids now? Well, we're certainly not educating them in the greats of literacy, the understanding of why great literature is great literature, why great film is great film.
They're trying to change they're trying to change books and ban books and stuff, aren't they? Instead of teaching them that.
They don't have a good understanding of how these things work or why they work. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some kids out there that I mean, like me, I really learned a lot of this stuff, or really started studying this stuff well after school. So, I mean, it is possible, but we certainly are. See, now they have to get rid of all the sludge that was thrown into their brain first before they can open up their mind to understanding why these stories are great stories, why these films are great films, and so on and so forth. What makes good characterization, all that kind of stuff. So you need to do that. Then you get people educated enough, you're going to pull out some talent out of there that actually takes those lessons and understands how to write news stories from them. If you don't have those people getting educated on that stuff, then you don't have great talent. What I say, that they're all, the only thing they know is therapy sessions. That's it. That's all they know. And what as therapists, I'll tell them, you're great as the way you are. What are our doctors doing? They're chopping off kids' genitals so they can feel better about themselves or something. It's all swirling around this, the culture and the education, the academics, and the intelligence. It's all swirling around this down the toilet bowl. And until somebody breaks out of that, until some of these institutions break out of that, or we build new institutions, we're going to have a rough time for entertainment for a long time.
I mean, there are creative people out there who are still making films and stuff, but it's just few and far between. You kind of got to get through the swill to find that pearl, and so it does happen. There are still good stuff out there, but like you say, the creativity at the moment, it's horrible to see. That these like I still say that there are people out there, like I say, cultists or whatever you want to call them, that are watching these new Star Wars and think it's the greatest thing ever, because they're just so creatively bankrupt in their own entertainment that they just don't know what entertainment is. One that's I don't know if you guys get over there. There's a TV show over here called Gogglebox, and it's just people watching TV and reacting to it. This is what's entertainment now. The reaction video and stuff. And again, the reaction video to Indiana Jones and stuff, it's not about the creativity that's gone into Indiana Jones. It's just somebody they're going, oh my gosh, and all this line. It's like, this is what entertainment is now. It's awful.
Yeah, I remember when that first Force Awakens trailer came out, and there was the novelty of seeing reaction videos to people reacting to it. This is before I knew what would happen to Star Wars, and I had optimism and hope, and I still had a soul. But that wore off very quickly. It's like, oh, that was cool seeing people react to this thing that's coming back after 40 years or whatever. Great. Now it's just like, give me the clicks. Give me the clicks.
Yeah. It's almost as if people... It's almost as if people will only make videos and live streams and stuff about Star Wars just to get the likes and clicks because of the celebration and so on.
So anyway, talking about the philosophy of Plato, chapter 1. This will take a while.
Plato. No, that's the plastic stuff that you can mold into shapes, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, no, sorry, that's Play-Doh. Sorry. I was way off. Okie doke.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to be, because I really don't know what else to do other than try to, some of this is my therapy session, try to think of how do we get ourselves out of this? How do we get our kids out of this?
That's a really good point, because my favourite one about that is actors no longer act, they just represent the audience. My favourite one about that was how some people said it was shameful for Brendan Fraser to put on a fat suit and play a fat man in The Whale, because it should have been played by an overweight actor. And it's like, you do know that the story is about a man who is so unbelievably unfit that he's going to die. You do know that, right? And that's who you want to actually play the role.
Yeah. And after he got done with shooting, he killed himself.
It's crazy.
Apparently, it really got to him.
If you are watching this, if you are watching this later, there's no need to tell us what miserable old sods we are. We know.
Yes.
Just sorry, some of the comments have been coming up, so.
Where are you seeing that? Is that on the?
Oh no, just in general, People are like I say, are just sort of like, oh yeah, miserable old men worrying about movies and all this like. It's like, yeah, because if we don't, nobody will. Because obviously the new generation will just swallow down anything that's given to them, and it's all perfect and brilliant.
Yeah, I guess I'm weird. I would like to see our younger generation not be satisfied with corporate swill. Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.